Thank you, Mr. President. The bill for an act to establish the National Social Investment Program Agency to assist and empower the poor and the vulnerable in Nigeria and for related matters. Recall that the National Social Investment Establishment Bill 2022 was transmitted to the Senate by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari via an executive communication which was read in this hallowed chamber during the plenary session of Wednesday, 30th November 2022. The bill seeks to establish the National Social Investment Program Agency under the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. The bill also seeks to provide legal, institutional and regulatory framework for the management and implementation of the National Social Investment Program. Accordingly, the Senate at its plenary session on Tuesday, 6 December 2022, concluded debate on the general principles of the bill and read it for the second time and preferred it to this distinguished committee for further legislative action. I quickly move to to 3.0. The following participants attended the public hearing and their input and contribution.
Distinguished colleagues, please, those of you who are standing should take your seats, please.
The following participants attended the public hearing and their input and contribution have immensely enriched the decisions of the committee. The Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, National Commission for Refugee Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, National Senior Citizen Center, Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, Industrial Training Fund, Federal Ministry of Justice, Federal Ministry of Finance, National Office of Technology Acquisition, Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Special Intervention, Nigerian Governance Forum, Policy and Legislative Advocacy, Civil Society Legislative Advocacy, Forum of State Focal Persons, National Council for Women Societies, Forum of Independent Monitors. The objective of the bill, that is the NSIP Establishment Bill, to provide a statutory and institutional framework for implementation of the National Social Investment Program. The NSIP was created in 2016 by President to address socioeconomic inequalities and alleviate poverty among Nigerians through 4 social support programs meant to empower the poorest and most vulnerable Nigerians to attain an acceptable standard of living. The NSIP is directly and indirectly impacting the lives of the poor Nigerians through its 4 cluster programs, namely the Empower Program, the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, and the Conditional Cash Transfer Program. I will quickly move to the observations. Your Excellency, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the importance of passing this bill to the Senate in particular and the Federal Republic of Nigeria in general cannot be overemphasized. This is because when passed into law, the Act will be counted among the legacy legislations passed by the 9th Senate in line with its people-focused agenda. Furthermore, the agency will ensure more equitable distribution of resources to the vulnerable population, including youth, women, persons with disabilities, and vulnerable senior citizens. I will quickly now go to the recommendations. The bill, which comprises of 34 clauses, is divided into 7 parts. Part 1 deals with the objectives and applications of the bill. Part 2 deals with the establishment clause. Part 3 deals with the management of the program. Part 4 deals with the staff of agency. Part 5 provides for state government participation. Part 6 deals with the financial provisions, and Part 7 miscellaneous. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, having undertaken painstaking efforts to do a very thorough job in the process of considering this bill, this distinguished committee hereby recommends that the Senate do consider and adopt this bill for an act to establish the National Social Investment Program as recommended by the committee. In conclusion, the committee expresses its gratitude and appreciation to His Excellency, the President of the Senate, Deputy President of the Senate, the entire Senate leadership, and distinguished colleagues for the wonderful opportunity given to us to serve in this capacity.
Any comments? Leader of the Senate. The Senate, in the Committee of the Whole, considered the report of the Committee on Special Duties on the National Social Investment Program Establishment (STC) Bill 2023 and approved as follows: long title as recommended, clause 1 to 32 as recommended, interpretation as recommended, short title as recommended, schedules 1 and 2 as recommended, explanatory memorandum as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Thank you. Leader of the Senate, third reading. Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the motion that this bill be now read the third time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk of the Senate. Bill for an act to establish the National Social Investment Program Agency to assist and empower the poor and the vulnerable in Nigeria and for related matters, 2023, third reading taken, and this bill is passed. Well, congratulations to the National Assembly, to the 9th National Assembly, for passing this very, very important bill, the bill to codify the National Social Investment Program, to create an agency that will ensure that all the efforts of the federal government to address poverty, especially amongst the most vulnerable groups in the country, are properly attended to. No country, no society, no community can ever have peace or no peace without addressing the issues that affect its poor. No country. Some of the insecurity we face in Nigeria can be attributed to very high level of poverty. And the truth is, leaders at all levels have the obligation, not only federal government, have the obligation to work to ensure that we reduce or alleviate poverty amongst our citizens. And that is what will continue to stabilize our democracy, to stabilize our communities and our societies. So I believe that this bill, having been passed by the National Assembly, is one of our major contributions in legislations to support governance, to support democracy, and to support citizens in this country. Thank you very much. And I'm sure Mr. President will sign this the day it will arrive at the villa, because no administration previously ever spent the kind of resources this Muhammadu Buhari administration has so far spent on alleviating poverty through the intervention of the National Social Investment. And therefore, there won't be any delay in signing or assenting to this bill, and this will be one of our legacies as well as the legacy of the Buhari administration. And I pray that we're able to have this bill assented to as quickly as possible by Mr. President. Thank you very much.